Oh my god, another batch of fucking unnecessary releases. That's not gonna make a lick of a fucking difference in World Wrestling Entertainment. WWE. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our show, Nolan Mr. Lucas, Friday Night Smackdown, May 2nd, 2025 review. Before I get started, the Smackdown review, it might be like a 10, 20, might be a 30 minutes catchphrase. Might get a catchphrase, but you get the point. Well, but 10 to 15 and maybe a 20-minute intro before I discuss the SmackDown review. As if you all know what that is. It's obviously the greatest WWE round of cuts from TKO Group Holdings and obviously WWE in general. And you don't think Triple H has some sort of say in this, you are a fucking idiot, dude. I don't care if he's only the chief content officer, I don't care what role he holds. He could have easily say no to Nick Khan, WWE, R. Emanuel for wanting to release wrestlers. You could easily said no for a lot of different one of these wrestlers. Like Dakota Kai was on this list, and it's a fucking crime that she's on this fucking list. And girls like Shayna Baszler or Braun Strowman, I would say as well. Even Kane Carter and Katana Chance. All the main roster talents are fucking mind-boggling, to say the least. Because especially when you, for the women's side of things, you have two mid-card championships, which Dakota Kai could have easily went for. Wink, wink, Hunter Helmsley. And obviously Braun Strowman could be a nice big man for your men's division. You know, the kind of guys past like Strowman. Braun Strowman's been in my better parts of wrestling in the last like a year or so. I put a few to Bronson Reed. I might have few him and Jacob Fatu. Like seriously, on 3 Hour SmackDown was dog shit for the most part. Braun Strowman was actually like a nice guy for that division, for the mid-card title, for the United States Championship, and so on and so forth. And the women's side, I just forget about it. You have two mid-card championships and a women's tag team division. You'll think, right? Not that I care about the women's tag team championships. They're dead in the water. This proves the point even fucking more. And why those titles need to fucking go. My God, man. And NXT, it's not the NXT releases are less shocking, honestly. Other than maybe like see the thing make me a Cora J was the only shocking part. But still, we're going to discuss that at the top of the podcast. Discuss at the top of the show right now, actually. Let's start with WWE main roster releases. Let's start one by one. It was a one by that. One of my thoughts on that. So, Braun Strowman. He was released also. He was the first one released on this report, obviously, from Forbes. You get this article from Forbes.com. You get the point. And Braun Strowman's the first one on your list. What the flying fuck? You had Braun Strowman released when he actually was a bright spot Friday Night Smackdown. A show that's 3 hours, so 3 hours too long. And a show that's fucking dog shit. Dog shit. Seriously, I mean, it doesn't prove that last night's SmackDown was Braun Strowman the reason for SmackDown being dog shit. Fuck no! It's not the reason. Oh my fucking God, man. I saw Braun Strowman though. He was released. My thoughts on this, he had a pretty fun feud with Bronson Reed last year and a fun feud with Jacob Fatu, who's now the United States champion. Could easily tell that story from the titles. And then we go from there, you get all of a sudden, blink of an eye, snap my finger, he's fucking canned from TKO. Like, what the fuck is that kind of timing for that? But you're not, I'm not as shocked as most people are saying as it out to be. I'm shocked at the same time, too. This was so fucking stupid. As like most of the main roster ones are stupid. Is Braun Strowman going to find work? I don't know, honestly. He's 41 years old. His knees were not once was. Plus, seriously. And Braun Strowman is going to be a dominant big guy. And we're into professional wrestling. I get that. And by the way, I knew like most of these guys and gals that were released last night, basically. I know they're going to find work. I know that. That's not the fucking problem, dumbass. That's not the problem I have. It's the problem. You got nice titles like the mid-card championships, or at least Braun Strowman to compete. And I guess the women's side things, but dude, let's start with Braun Strowman, like I said. He had a nice feud with Bronson Reed last year, a nice feud with Jacob Fatu, and now he's fucking canned. And he's just trotted out like trailer trash now. How fucking stupid. Braun Strowman's the first one gone. Oh, can't wait for they got this one. Shayna Baszler. We all thought when Triple H took over WWE Creative, and we had big badass NXT Shayna Baszler back on main roster television. Oh man, were we all fucking wrong. Were we all fucking wrong? Shayna Baszler is probably even worse booked under Triple H, believe it or not. I don't know why, because he just saying Vince McMahon. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm getting Vince McMahon praise or anything. But did Vince McMahon make up the pure no pop collective? No, that's a Triple H idea. And she was in this faction, dog shit of a faction. Now Sonya Deville is gone, obviously, the leader of it. And God knows what's going to happen to Zoe Stark. Her might be another round of cuts as well. Maybe she's released on Monday, but I don't want to fucking know. But still. This is Shayna Baszler. How do you fucking botch Shayna Baszler on two bookers from Vince McMahon and Triple H? And this is Triple H. You all thought it would be booked better with Shayna Baszler. And just taking over creative. Now, she's in a freaking unemployment line. How fucking ridiculous. No, I'm blaming Triple H. I'm blaming Triple H and TKO. You want to say, oh, you can't blame Triple H, he's only the creative guy. He could have easily fucking said no to all these talents. At least on the main roster side. The NXT side is more Shawn Michaels, but you get the point. Like, this is so... Like, Shayna Baszler, how do you fucking botch Shayna Baszler? Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. So Shayna Baszler says, oh, let's get at this one, shall we? Dakota Kai, who had aspirations of her being the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion, at least the second ever one, potentially dethroning Lyra Valkyria eventually. Well, we can say goodbye, kiss that goodbye. She's now in the unemployment line. How the flying fuck are you botched Dakota Kai? And now don't give me the fucking bullshit. Like, oh, she's injury prone. Fuck that. I don't give a flying fuck. Injury prone, yeah, I mean, she might be injured a lot, I get that. But when healthy, I always said this to you. She's one of the best, and maybe a hot take, I said that all the time. She's one of the best pound-for-pound professional wrestlers in the female side of things in the goddamn world. And now she's in the unemployment line. Well, she's injury prone, dumbass. Bullshit. That don't fucking matter for shit. Rhea Ripley has a lot of injuries in the last year. She's the top girl for WWE. And I'm sorry, if the WWE was so worried about Dakota Kai and her injuries, why the flying fuck was she in the finals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship? You ever think of that, dumb fucks? You ever think of that? Do you ever think of that? No, it's rhetorical. You don't fucking think of that, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Holy fucking shit, man. I told you it's going to be a big rant when I come to Dakota Kai. So I love Dakota, and that's not because I'm a fucking fan of her, because I'm a big-time fan of her, obviously. But still, it's not even due to be a fan of her. She's a... Look at her wrestling wrestling ability. She's one of the best, I feel, on paper. Especially in that company, WWE, and the Monday Night Raw side of things. What are you fucking smoking about she's so injury prone, man? Fuck that. It's like, you fucking need to worry about injuries in WWE. That's between the WWE head of creative companies and the management. You know what the fuck you're talking about. Yes, she has a lot of injuries, I understand that. This Triple H never gave her a fucking shot. Oh, but she ain't giving no shot because she was always getting injured. Fuck your injuries for the last time. Unbelievable. Dakota Kai, 2 mid-card championships. And you can't even put her in a lick of a difference near it. Now, granted, she was in the finals, and she got another shot against Lyra eventually. But then what she did after that, once she lost that second time to Lyra Valkyria. She did nothing. She didn't put out 2 years. She's getting benched. And you know, idiots, she was not injured, so shut the fuck up. She wasn't injured then. What's your excuse this time, dumb fucks? Fucking A. I can't stand this community. Dakota Kai is also on this list, sadly. That woman's gonna find fucking work, I'll give you that. It's not the fucking problem here, dumbass. Just like Dakota, just like Shayna Baszler, just like Braun Strowman, just like Morgan mentioned in a minute. Just because they're cut, it means W is gonna improve. In fact, they're gonna lose more talent like this. They're gonna be even worse off for a talent like this. And letting their death in the men's and women's divisions, dude. It's just a fact of life. Yeah. Dakota Kai is third on this list. We're on to Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. You know what, I find this kind of hilarious, man. WWE has women's tag team championships that fall from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. If you want some NXT tag team women's tag team titles, I found to be ridiculous, but that's the conversation for another day. You have Kaden Carter and Katana Chance on this list as well. But it legitimately was the only freaking WWE tag team in that women's division. Granted, they were former women's tag team champions, I get that. But they are just token title reigns, dude. Like most of the women's tag team title reigns have been. Like, literally. How the flying fuck do you not have women's tag team titles with not Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, and the top of that fucking division's beyond me. How fucking stupid can you be, Triple H? And WTKO, whatever the fuck you want to name it. You can't even no bitch-ass promotion. I don't give a shit. Oh my god, man. How do you fucking release Katana Chance and Kaden Carter when be easy in the top of your women's tag team division? So this brings me to my next point. What's the fucking point about the women's tag team titles now? I would love for some idiot at the press conference to ask that question to Triple H. But one day, probably not. So as your main roster releases from Braun Strowman to Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance. And by the way, Shotzi's on this list, so we should want NXT again in a minute. And on to your NXT release, spent 12.5 minutes on that 7. Well, guess what? It means just as more, but this segment with this releases part. Starting NXT releases, Cora Jade. Now, granted, she just like Dakota, had a decent amount of injuries. And she's probably less talented than Dakota Kai. But she still doesn't mean she had no potential. Like, seriously. There was comparisons for Cora Jade to the modern-day Sasha Banks to a point. I found it to be ridiculous, honestly. That's a conversation for another day. But still. Cora Jade has a lot of potential. Did she need more ring work? Absolutely. That's why she was still in NXT. Not on the main roster. But still. She had a lot of potential. I think she has a lot of aura to herself. She's a beautiful woman. I feel like she's a lot of charisma for her a lot. She has decent promo skills as well. She's okay in the ring. She'd be a lot better on that. But I always say to yourself, people, I always say this on this podcast. I'm time I preach it on this podcast. When you have good decent, okay in-ring work, and you can talk in the microphone and have a lot of charisma to you, you're going to go well, especially in your women's side of things, the women's division. On NXT and main roster, you name it. Even in AEW, I think it's all the same thing with Britt Baker, honestly, as well. But Cora Jade's the first one on this list. This is probably the most shocking out of the NXT women, or NXT division in general. But still, it's what it is. I hate this type of shit, you know that. I just about 12.5 minutes on the main roster about this. It still means Cora Jade had no potential. She has actually a lot of potential still to this day. She's going to find work where she wants to be. It's not the problem I have, dumb fucks. That's not the problem. I don't know how many times did I fucking say it to you. It's the fact that WWE is not going to make a lick of a difference from releasing these 10 talents. And by the way, if you think you're going to save money in the long run, they might save a little bit of money. But you think you're going to save a lot of money in the long run, you're a fucking dumbass. That's how much money was Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, and Shayna Baszler making. I'd love for you to tell me that one, would you? I mean, I don't know. Nor do I fucking care. Like, literally. How much money, this is my thing. How much money is WWE going to save with this amount of cuts? How much money are they going to save? Barely fucking anything. I don't care how many freaking mid-carders or lower carders you can release. It ain't going to save you jack shit. Of course, Jade's the first one in NXT. Moving on to Gigi Dolan, who's one half of like Shotzi and Tatum Paxley's faction. Shotzi's also released on this, so she's not mentioned this in this Forbes article, but you get the point. She was like a lot. She was released as of today, honestly. I started moving to the WWE alumni section on WWE.com. But Gigi Dolan's next on this list, and to me, I thought Gigi Dolan was kind of mid. I gotta be honest. I was not impressed with Gigi Dolan. It sucks to see her lose her job, obviously. Which means NXT cuts were less digestible than the main roster. The main roster is so dumbfounding. The NXT ones are not that dumbfounding. It's only developmental, honestly. It sucks these women had to lose their jobs and everything. There's only one shocking one I felt sorry for, and it's going to get into a minute. But Gigi Dolan was next one on the list. We went to Eddie Thorpe, another person I'm not impressed with, honestly. I was not impressed with Eddie Thorpe. It sucks he had to lose a job and everything, but still, you get the point. Not impressed with Eddie Thorpe, but it sucks you to lose a job, like I said. Eddie Thorpe's next on, so it's going to rapid fire speed the rest of the one. Now until we get to Jakara Jackson. What did I tell you in the NXT review? I said, like, once last show Jakara Jackson broke up, I was scared shitless for Jakara Jackson. She didn't get no fucking shot as a singles wrestler. Not even fucking, not even the week after. Not even the week next week or anything. She got caught, like, literally just now. From yesterday. And the breakup happened on Tuesday. That was, like, 3 fucking days before she was out of a job after being broken up into her last legend and metaphor. Like, you couldn't even give her a fucking chance? Oh my god, man. That is awful. That is fucking awful. Not even 3 days you get broken up with last legend Jakara Jackson. And they never held the Women's Tag Team Championships. Makes me dumbfounded even more. Like, literally. You have Women's Tag Team Champions. This is what I don't understand with WWE. Yeah, Women's Tag Team titles and teams like Katana Chance and Kay and Carter. Very held titles, you get the point. But at least they held the championships. Jakara Jackson last wasn't even freaking sniff it. I bet he sniffed it a couple of times, but never held them as his reign. Makes me question, why is there a Women's Tag Team Championships? They have to go. Unbelievable. And when I tell you in the NXT review this week, I was worried shitless for Jakara Jackson. Well, not even a week later, she's canned. From WWE and everything. She's next on this list. I'm gonna go rapid fire speed the last couple ones, like Riley Osborne was released. I'll be listening to doing Chasing Adversity, I believe. Joe and Mark Coffey were released as well, and Wolf King as well. Gallus was released. I wasn't a fan of Gallus at all, but it sucks to lose their jobs and everything. Or Mensa, non-member Metaphor, which means Noam Dar and Lash Legend are the last two remaining in Metaphor. Might as well call them Meta 2 now. Or Mensa was released also Javier Barnell and Danny Palmer as well. That is your release ones on this list. It sucks that all these women had to lose their job, but NXT was a little bit less digestible, or more digestible than the main roster. The main roster was so dumbfounded, in all honesty. And that's my thoughts on the segment on the SmackDown review. Now let's get to your SmackDown Board-Down review. Man, I feel like a lot get off my fucking chest about that fucking batch of unnecessary releases on last night. It's a new recording, obviously. I fed my cats downstairs. My mom was outside partying again. Now she just came back from the hospital. Now she's back partying. You get the point, people. I'm not going to tell you who it's with, because it's none of your fucking business, to say the least. It's one of her friends. Now let's get back to your show and back to your review. And by the way, before I get back to this, forget the SmackDown regular stand programming, this show fucking sucked, so I'm going to mention this for one last piece in the releases. If you read one of the fucking dumbasses online, I go, oh, it's fake outrage of the WWE releases, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Cora Jade, etc. The internet wrestling community is awful. Yeah, I agree. It is a fucking awful. But it's not fake outrage. You gotta understand it's fake outrage and frustration from not just the wrestlers, but the fans. You need to understand that, dumb fucks. If you don't, and that's the internet wrestling community thing. Maybe it's a fucking you thing. Just say this. Now let's get back to your Friday Night Smackdown, May 2nd, 2025 review. The show you came about. We're going to discuss LA Knight versus Damian Priest ends in the DQ after Solo Sikoa caused that DQ. And then Jacob Fatu showed up and took out Knight and Priest. Discuss that right now, honestly. I'm not going to discuss any intros and everything because this podcast went over 20 minutes already. And I discuss one thing of SmackDown. You probably don't even care about SmackDown. I don't blame you. Once I heard about his damn releases, SmackDown took a nosedive big time. The show was fucking boring. Like, the rest of the show is not named Monday Night Raw. Like, dude, this show was... What happened last night was so... They take your mind off the releases. The answer is nothing. Oh, but it's fake outrage, dumb fucks. He is dumb fucking idiot. It's fake outrage. Fuck you and your fake outrage fucking propaganda bullshit. As if Triple H can't do nothing wrong with your ass. Oh my god, man. I hate people like that. It's so ridiculous, man. This LA Knight versus Damian Priest match ended in disqualification after Solo Sikoa caused that DQ, like I said. And Jacob Fatu coming out after the match is fucking ridiculous. You can tell the way the show's starting and getting better in the long streak and everything. Just show you how much oh my god, the show is fucking boring. C plus is your grade. I might be very generous with that grade. I might be very generous with that fucking grade, man. And this is just boring. LA Knight and Damian Priest, the match is boring as after the bad beatdown with Jacob Fatu. Same shit we've seen from Jacob Fatu. We don't need this fucking shit. Like, we need to fucking know. Yeah, Jacob Fatu is a badass man. We all fucking understand that, Triple H. Oh my god, we all know Jacob Fatu is badass. We don't need him to beating up Damian Priest and LA Knight. The show is propaganda bullshit. And plus, LA Knight and Jacob Fatu and Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre is announced for Backlash for the United States Championship. It should be a fun match. But shit like this, do you care? Because I know I fucking don't. Jacob Fatu is not losing that United States Championship anytime soon. C plus is your greatest start to show. Moving on to Fraxiom. Nathan Frazier in action defeat Pretty Deadly, Kit Wilson, and Elton Prince. It might be just as great. This match has a lot of botches in it. I give it a B minus. I might be big time generous with that grade too, by the way. Whatever, man. This gets a B minus. This show just is boring. I love Nathan Frazier in action. Trust me, they're the best tag team, more professional wrestlers. Nathan Frazier in action and Fraxiom. I get that. I've been saying it all along. But this match didn't go into both teams any fair. It's probably Fraxiom's worst match in the last year or so. Give it a B minus. It's just boring what it was. Well, I'm going to get this review all finished and everything. This show was boring. I'm put 19 minutes and 5 seconds on that freaking intro of the podcast. B minus came from Fraxiom defeating Pretty Deadly. Moving on to Aleister Black. He defeats The Miz in his debut match back on Friday Night Smackdown. It also gets a B minus. Oh my god. You tell how much this show is boring. Listen, I love that Aleister Black is back with WWE, and he's going to be a future piece for WWE for sure. I know he's, 34 or something like that? 35, I think he's up his 30s, mid-30s, basically, I think, as well. Maybe a media future, but definitely at least in the next couple years, you can see, United States Championship on this man, Intercontinental Championship, maybe the World Heavyweight Championship one, we ain't find out. But this gets an A minus. No, God, no. Mismatch getting A minus, forget about it. This gets a B minus, meant to say, honestly. B minus, you're training Aleister Black and The Miz. Aleister Black's first match back with WWE is with the fucking Miz. You know how much this show is boring? You wanna know why this show is boring? It's not because of Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, and Kaden Carter get a ton of chance, or Shayna Baszler. They're not the reason why SmackDown sucks, right? They're the reason, right? So nobody ever. Oh my god, man. How can you defend Triple H, man? I don't understand it. This gets a B-. Moving on. Zelina Vega. The reigning defending new WWE Women's United States Champion. She looks great. I love Zelina Vega dearly. I'm glad she's the United States Champion, getting her moment and everything. She defeats Piper Niven. And so this is real great with C+. Okay match, but it's a rematch from the Queen's Crown term a couple years ago. Queen Zelina against Doudrop. Remember that shit? Oh my god. But Zelina Vega is very good. She's very good for what she is. By the way, I saw this like video online where Zelina Vega was doing like the Sasha Banks like dance she did. I'm like, oh boy. There's a lot of comparisons with Zelina Vega and you can make for Sasha Banks / my girl Mercedes Moné. There's a lot of comparisons with those two. I think that's pretty unfair for Zelina. I know Zelina like does that Sasha Banks dance she did last night. I get that comparison to a point. You can't do that to Zelina Vega like that. You can't do that. If you compare her to Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, and the all-time greats. But this gets a C+. How much I care about mentioning that more in this freaking match, though. Oh my god, this show is just freaking boring. It's boring, man. What do you want me to say? You at least tell like Dakota Kai, God forbid Candice LeRae is next. We swim like Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, and Shayna Baszler, who could be realistically challenging for the Women's United States Championship in Zelina Vega. I'm not against Piper Niven getting a match with Zelina. I actually like Piper Niven getting a push in singles wrestler. But my god, man. Didn't we just saw us a couple weeks ago with Zelina Vega and Piper Niven? I could have sworn we saw that. Oh my god, C+ is your grade. Oh, it's the best thing on the show. It's a match between Rey Fenix and Santos Escobar. Can you believe that? The best match the best thing on the show for this whole night is a match between Rey Fenix and Santos Escobar. Well, I love both guys. I love Rey Fenix, his Lucha Brothers, and he's a singles wrestler. I like Santos Escobar quite a bit. But forgot that being the best thing on the show should show you that SmackDown was boring as fuck. You can't blame Braun Strowman for that one, right? Can't blame Braun Strowman for that now, can you, Triple H? TKO, Debbie, Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan, whatever. But this is a pretty fun match. Rey Fenix being Santos Escobar is a very fun match. This is a fun match, don't get me wrong. B+ is your grade, best thing on the show. But this doesn't prove how much SmackDown is so fucking boring. I don't know what else to tell you. You're just living in fucking denial at this rate. B+ to your grade between Santos Escobar and Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix getting the win. B+ is your grade. Man, a major freaking hiccup. I had Darren list an hour ago. Sorry about that. Moving on to your main event. A main event with Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton defeated Nia Jax Naomi in the main event. A match like that, main event your SmackDown, should explain a lot, man. I like women getting main event for weekly television shows, but this did nobody any fucking favors. It didn't! Who did this help? Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton in a coexist storyline. Or wants to do a Fatal 4-Way, but you don't have a Fatal 4-Way at Backlash, though. With Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and now LA Knight for United States Championship. Now, we gotta have a fucking Fatal 4 for the women's side of things. God forbid that actually happens. It's like this company is obsessed with multi-person matches on their shows, or your PLEs. Like, oh my god, when's enough? We already have, 4 men at WrestleMania weekend, now we have a Fatal 4 or 2 of them, potentially. If they even makes Backlash, we all got to prepare them for our episode of Friday Night Smackdown beforehand. Oh my lord, man. What has happened what is going on with WWE? What is going on with professional wrestling in general? It's like the only show I feel like that's good enough is Monday Night Raw. Literally, the last 2 weeks of Raw was pretty freaking good about people would think online. But no, we have a fucking studs like with NXT, Dynamite, AEW Dynamite, and Friday Night Smackdown. Oh my god, man. Why can't these guys, when you look at these shows, pick up a little bit? I know it's the post-WrestleMania and everything, but still. I get that. But seriously. It's not just because WrestleMania is done with, WrestleMania season stuff, for all honesty. Well, it doesn't mean WrestleMania is over. It means you can't have, dog shit or boring shows after that. Seriously, what is... I don't understand this shit. This Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton defeating Nia Jax Naomi in your main event is a C+. Can they coexist, pal? With both teams. And I get this. Naomi and Nia Jax were challenging for a women's championship last year. Now because Naomi is now a heel now, and so is Nia Jax. Now they're all buddy-buddy. Who the flying fuck wrote this shit for creative? Probably you know who. I'll give you a hint. He has 3 H's in the initial. Oh my god, man. What are we doing? Who the flying fuck cares? This show, oh my god. I may be wholly generous with this overall show grade. I am big time generous at this one. This main event between Nia Jax and Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, with Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill in the win. It's already a C+. That is your main event. With Naomi attacking both Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and Tiffany Stratton after the match. Naomi stands tall women's championship to end the show. That is your closing angle to your fucking show. That was boring beyond belief. This overall show, I am definitely big time generous with this one. This overall show for Friday Night Smackdown May 2nd, 2025 is only a B-. That is a big time generous grade from me. You're lucky as fuck that all these grades round out to be a B- there, Triple H. In my opinion, this show was boring beyond belief. As for your overall show stands this week, it is Monday Night Raw, April 28, 2025 was first place with B-, B+, excuse me. And last place was a 3-way tie with NXT, April 29th, 2025, AEW Dynamite, April 30th, 2025, and Friday Night Smackdown viewers seeing right now, for May 2nd, 2025 with a B-. That is your overall show stands this week for the side of the rankings for the weekly television shows. Thank y'all for watching. No Limits Lucas, Friday Night Smackdown, May 2nd, 2025 review, TV May 3rd, 2025. Let me know in the comments on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. What do you think about the releases in the 5 minutes? Since I've been 19 minutes on that segment. 19 minutes and 5 seconds on that segment. Let me know what y'all think about the releases and everything. If you're just mind-bogglingly dumbfounded by it as much as I am. Or you might like these releases. And by all means, let me know in the comments below. As long as you be respectful towards me, you won't get blocked, or at least on YouTube side. There's nothing eliminated on Spotify. You get the first conversation another day, I guess. Thank y'all for watching. Nomus Lucas, a Friday Night Smackdown, May 2nd, 2025, YouTube, and May 3rd, 2025, Saturday. I'll catch y'all on Monday. Podcasts all this week. I'm taking Sunday off. I'm going to see y'all maybe Tuesday, maybe Monday, like I said, maybe. Maybe I'll take 2 days off, y'all know me. Until next time, I see you on Nomus Lucas. Peace and love. Take care. Love you big time, to say the least.